Beneath the scorching California sun, San Diego presents itself as a striking picture of contrasts. I still remember clearly the first time I walked through its bright, sunny streets. Streets where the gentle whispers of ocean breezes blend softly with distant sounds of bustling city life. On one side, vibrant neighborhoods and stunning cultural treasures thrive, yet hidden beneath this picturesque charm lies a growing crisis, often ignored. While the city boasts breathtaking coastlines, a rich history, and famous landmarks like Balboa Park, a much darker reality hides beneath the glittering surface. Behind those dazzling sunsets and lively festivals, an untold story of struggle and survival quietly unfolds. The harsh truth of homelessness in San Diego. In this laid-back city, famous for its picture-perfect scenery, reality sharply diverges from the ideal postcard image. Recent data shows that among San Diego's approximately 1.3 million residents, over 10,000 face the brutal reality of having no stable shelter. Although the city's lovely weather and cultural attractions draw many here, a deeper, harsher truth remains. Financial struggles, soaring housing costs, and deep-rooted issues combine, leaving thousands exposed and vulnerable. Before diving deeper into these realities, please take a moment to show support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your involvement not only helps highlight these critical issues, but also encourages broader discussions around social justice and community strength. Thank you sincerely for joining this journey. San Diego's homelessness crisis is far more profound than mere numbers and cold statistics. It's about real lives and heartbreaking stories. Over the past 2 decades, homelessness in America has soared to record levels. In 2003, over 65,300 people were counted homeless nationwide. Today, California shoulders a huge portion of this burden. The so-called California dream, once a beacon of hope and opportunity, has dimmed for countless individuals struggling to secure even basic shelter. Walking through San Diego, the striking duality of this city is impossible to ignore. On one hand, its natural beauty is stunning. Sparkling beaches, majestic parks, and vibrant festivals. But beneath this beauty lies a current of persistent hardship. New figures show homelessness in San Diego climbing steadily. About 10,264 individuals in 2023, jumping nearly 3% to surpass 10,600 in 2024. These numbers are deeply troubling, especially given San Diego's reputation as a coastal paradise. But the homelessness crisis isn't spread evenly. Many who suffer are among society's most vulnerable groups: the elderly, honored veterans, and families struggling with impossible housing costs. Consider this. Among approximately 875 elderly homeless individuals, most are veterans. A heartbreaking reality where those who once bravely protected the country now fight daily just to find basic shelter in their later years. Furthermore, San Diego's homeless population has a unique demographic profile. Unlike many cities where homelessness largely affects minority groups, here roughly 58% are white, 22% are Black or African American, and around 34.5% are Hispanic. This reveals a crisis affecting various communities across the economic and social spectrum. While visible signs of homelessness might seem limited to specific troubled areas, the issue is widespread. New policies have forced homeless communities into hidden corners of the city. A notable example is a large encampment, locally known as the Island, tucked beneath Interstate 5, near SeaWorld Drive. Despite the constant threat of flooding and relentless highway noise, a small, resilient community survives there, hidden from mainstream society in tents and makeshift shelters. But what causes this growing crisis? To truly understand the extent of San Diego's homelessness, we must unravel the layers of economic pressures, social obstacles, and systemic failures that created this storm. At the heart of this problem lies San Diego's severe housing shortage. Skyrocketing property values and rental prices have pushed countless working-class families to the brink. Even modest apartments have become unaffordable due to decades of neglect toward affordable housing. With stagnant wages and intense job competition, residents find most of their income consumed by housing expenses, pushing them into dangerous financial territory and eventually homelessness. Moreover, families often spend more than half their earnings just on rent, leaving almost nothing for crucial essentials like healthcare and education, deepening their vulnerability. But economic struggles aren't the only factors in this complex issue. Personal challenges, including mental health struggles, substance abuse, and unresolved trauma, compound these hardships. Losing a home often comes after multiple devastating life events, family breakdowns, job losses, or serious health crises. These personal tragedies become even more crushing without sufficient community support, creating a relentless cycle of poverty and despair. The intersection between personal hardship and societal neglect is painfully visible among elderly veterans. Individuals who once proudly served their country but now find themselves abandoned and struggling for basic stability. Their plight underscores a tragic irony in this homelessness crisis. San Diego may glitter beneath its sunny skies, but beneath this beauty lies an ongoing battle for survival that must be seen and heard. Only by uncovering these truths can we begin addressing the root causes of this widespread suffering, offering hope and solutions to those in desperate need. Shocking reality hits even harder when community ties snap and vital services vanish. Without strong neighborhoods or easy paths to help, many people in San Diego feel stranded on a lonely island, cut off from the tools they need to rebuild their lives and step back into society. System breakdowns make the storm even worse. Year after year, public policy stumbles, and each misstep throws thousands more into danger. The city still suffers a massive shortage of affordable homes, a glaring market failure born from decades of tiny investments in public housing and community care. Mental health centers remain scarce, and programs for addiction treatment can barely keep their doors open. These gaping holes leave the most fragile citizens without a safety net, turning a hard fall into a never-ending plunge. Economic stress, social strain, and weak systems crash together like angry waves. Homelessness stands as both a warning sign and a force that deepens wider troubles. Bureaucracy grinds slowly, scattered agencies fail to work as one, and long waits drain any hope from people who need fast help. This messy network keeps fresh ideas from taking root and shows why bold reform in city planning and resource use must happen now. Together, these tangled causes paint a stark scene. Behind the palm trees and bright beaches, San Diego grapples with wounds far deeper than its scenic beauty suggests. The homelessness crisis reflects economic plans, social networks, and community support systems that cracked under pressure, a thunderous alarm for anyone who cares about the future of crowded urban life. Policy makers face a sharp balancing act. Should they polish the city's image or build real solutions that last? In 2023, officials passed an unsafe camping rule that banned tents in parks, near schools, and at transit stops as long as a shelter bed sat open somewhere else. Leaders claimed the rule would keep streets tidy and protect tourism, yet critics argue it only swept people from one sidewalk to another. Many who lost their visible spots moved into hidden gullies, underpasses, and canyons, trading public view for danger and isolation. A more complete plan blends urgent actions with lasting change. Alongside the tough camping rule, city officials joined hands with charities, faith groups, and private firms to create new shelters and build paths to stable homes. Rapid rehousing programs help with rent, job coaching, and mental health checkups, giving residents a chance to climb out of crisis. Tiny home villages and converted hotels bring quick relief, while bigger apartment projects wait for construction crews. These ideas offer bright spots, yet the demand for safe, low-cost housing still grows faster than each new bed. For viewers who follow global stories of homelessness, These grassroots efforts shine as powerful proof that united action can break through heavy clouds. Local volunteers clean encampments, deliver meals, and help families fill out rental aid papers. Their work, tied tightly with smart plans from City Hall, can start to bridge the gap between San Diego's polished postcard image and the daily fight of its most vulnerable residents. National help also plays a key role. Federal projects such as the 25 Cities Initiative push local, state, and national teams to share data, money, and skill. By joining forces under one banner, these programs aim to speed up the march toward lasting housing solutions. Yet real-world practice often moves slower than the swelling need. Paperwork piles high, funding dates slip, and the crisis shifts faster than committees can meet. This lag sparks fresh debate. How can policymakers make sure good intentions turn quickly into real change where it counts most? The shockwaves from San Diego's homelessness crisis travel far and wide. Public health, safety, and the local economy all feel the strain. As tents rise under freeway ramps, city leaders funnel cash toward emergency response. Ambulance rides, hospital stays, and police calls linked to unsheltered living pile up huge bills that squeeze the budget tight. Overcrowded shelters and constant use of emergency rooms drain staff energy and tax dollars alike. Social welfare programs stretch past the breaking point. Still, many experts argue that spending big now on safe, permanent homes will cost less over time. Stable housing lowers emergency health visits, reduces police calls, and helps people find steady jobs. When a city cuts long-term trauma, it opens the door to growth, new business, and stronger neighborhoods. The big debate centers on this trade-off. Can we justify large costs today to build a safer, healthier tomorrow for everyone? Public health concerns reach beyond the individuals directly affected. Unsanitary encampments raise risks of disease outbreaks that can spread to the broader population. Trash buildup lures pests, and open fires create dangerous air quality. By tackling these hazards through organized shelters, clean water stations, and mobile health clinics, the city protects not only the homeless community, but also every resident's well-being. Safety worries climb too. Residents and business owners often report feeling uneasy near large encampments, while unsheltered people themselves face high levels of violence and theft. Clear lighting, outreach patrols, and trauma-informed policing can help ease tension and shield those at risk. When people move into secure housing programs, crime drops, and streets become calmer for everyone. On the economic front, visible homelessness can discourage tourism, lower property values, and push potential investors to look elsewhere. By investing in broad housing solutions, San Diego can protect its reputation as a world-class vacation spot and tech hub. Strong social support programs also feed the labor market. Healthy, housed residents are more likely to work, pay taxes, and drive local spending. In this way, kindness and smart economics share the same path. The cultural ripple effect is harder to measure, yet equally powerful. Extended homelessness can erode community trust and deepen social divides. When neighbors see people living without basic shelter, many feel guilt, frustration, or fear, which can quickly turn into blame or indifference. Open town halls, art projects, and story-sharing events bridge these emotional gaps, reminding everyone of our shared humanity. Through empathy and honest dialogue, communities grow more resilient and united. Education faces hits too. Children without stable housing struggle to attend class regularly, harming their chance to break the cycle of poverty. School districts partner with local shelters to provide tutoring, meal plans, and transport passes, ensuring kids stay in school and dream beyond current hardship. Every success story adds fresh hope and proves that early support can flip the script for future generations. In the long run, tackling homelessness with bold, compassionate action feeds a healthier, wealthier city. It boosts public morale, sparks creative energy, and shows the world what can happen when policymakers, businesses, and neighbors stand together. The stakes are high. Yet the rewards stretch even higher. A vibrant, inclusive San Diego where every person has a safe place to call home. Environmental impacts emerge as well. Debris in riverbeds clog storm drains, and scattered cooking fires threaten brush-filled canyons. By funding green teams that hire formerly homeless residents to restore beaches and parks, the city can clean the landscape and create fresh jobs at the same time. This self-fueling cycle of care builds pride, lifts wages, and protects the natural beauty that draws millions of visitors each year. San Diego's story is a mirror reflecting challenges faced by many growing cities around the globe. By choosing collaboration over conflict and vision over short-sighted fixes, leaders can turn the tide and prove that true strength shines brightest when no one is left outside. Economic tremors shake the city whenever homelessness rises, rattling store owners and taxpayers alike. Each unsheltered night sends out fresh ripples of cost. Lost foot traffic, heavier policing, and rising sanitation bills that hit every wallet, rich or poor. Facing those mounting expenses, civic leaders scramble for smarter ways to pay the tab. Creative bonds, public, private trusts, and neighborhood investment pools share the load more fairly, keeping corner shops open while large corporations chip in for the public good. Public health storms gather at the same time. Unsheltered men, women, and children battle chronic diseases that flare up inside damp tents, then race through crowded sleeping spaces at lightning speed. Mental health struggles go untreated, and infectious illnesses like tuberculosis spread before anyone notices. No city can stay strong when thousands lack routine checkups. Emergency rooms flood with late-stage crises that could have been stopped months earlier, draining hospital beds and ambulance crews that everyone depends on. A bold health vision starts with mobile medical teams rolling straight to riverbeds and alleyways. Nurses hand out antibiotics. Counselors provide quick therapy sessions, and vaccination drives set up under freeway overpasses, turning hotspots into healing zones overnight. Community clinics follow close behind, standing between street life and emergency care. Here, patients pick up prescriptions, schedule follow-up visits, and learn simple prevention steps that slash hospital visits in half. Integrated care saves money and saves lives. By linking health outreach to social service departments, ID cards, job boards, and rental aid desks, each treatment session becomes a doorway to stability. Yet numbers alone cannot measure the quiet damage to neighborhood spirit. Fences rise, public squares empty, and once friendly streets divide into realms of comfort and realms of fear. Gleaming condos share borders with vacant lots dotted by tents, and that stark visual split chips away at the shared identity that holds a city together. Bridging that gap requires more than bricks and mortar. It calls for human stories and shared victories. Block parties in reclaimed parks, mural projects painted by housed and unhoused residents together, and community gardens that hand out fresh produce remind everyone that dignity belongs to all. Global comparisons prove these bridges are possible. Helsinki crushed rough sleeping by treating housing as a right, not a reward. Vienna locks in low-rent units through long-term public ownership, shielding families from price spikes. Even busy New York remodeled old hotels into supportive micro-apartments, showing dense cities can carve out room for hope. The flagship strategy across these victories is the simple but powerful housing first model. Give someone a permanent front door before anything else, and every other service, therapy, detox, job coaching, works better and faster. Security lowers stress, pills stay organized, and morning alarms lead to actual interviews instead of another shuffle around a police sweep. Evidence stacks up like bricks. European cities that switched funding from temporary mats to lasting leases watched emergency visits plummet, employment climb, and local pride bloom. Success there lights the path here, but copy and paste policies rarely fit perfectly. San Diego's sunny tourism economy, military roots, and high construction costs demand local tweaks. Mixed-income apartment towers can reserve whole floors for subsidized units, while city land at old bus yards can host prefabricated studios that go up in weeks, not years. Integrated support systems knit everything together. Imagine one campus where residents find medical clinics, addiction counselors, child care centers, and coding boot camps. Each step no more than a short walk across a courtyard lined with shade trees. Government offices, nonprofit teams, and corporate mentors share data on a single secure platform, tracking progress in real time and spotting gaps before people slip back outside. This wraparound approach slashes repeat homelessness and sparks fresh independence. When setbacks happen, support circles tighten quickly, replacing despair with second chances. The question now shifts from theory to scale. How fast can zoning boards approve modular buildings? How wide can rail lines move surplus shipping containers ready for conversion? How soon can taxpayers see savings from reduced emergency calls? Answers lie in multi-pronged action. Short-term triage, safe parking lots, shower buses, and sanctioned campgrounds keeps people alive while long-term units rise. Workforce apprenticeships speed up construction while offering living wage careers to those who once slept rough. A forward-thinking city also invests in early warning signs. Rent dashboards flag sudden spikes. Eviction courts link tenants to mediation, and cash grants stop a missed paycheck from turning into a tent on the sidewalk. Looking beyond numbers, leaders must guard social cohesion. Story circles and libraries invite neighbors to swap experiences, while faith centers pair volunteers with new tenants for monthly coffee visits, turning strangers into allies. Schools join the mission by tracking student mobility and dispatching counselors when housing slips, preventing grades from crashing and futures from fading. Finally, a healthy democracy demands open dashboards showing every dollar spent, every unit built, and every life changed. Transparency fuels trust and invites fresh ideas from engineers, artists, and entrepreneurs who see solutions others might miss. The road ahead is tough, but the destination shines bright. A thriving, inclusive metropolis where a safe bed is a given, not a luxury. With vision, courage, and shared effort, San Diego can turn today's emergency into tomorrow's triumph and show the world how a city of sunshine can also become a city of shelter. We must embrace bold ideas and spark deep collaboration to craft lasting change that reaches every corner of the city. The time for creative thinking and strong partnerships is now. At the heart of long-term progress is the urgent need for more affordable housing. San Diego must invest not just in new buildings, but in reworking what already stands, turning empty buildings and lots into vibrant, livable spaces. Tiny home villages, cooperative housing, and repurposed motels show how flexible models can restore dignity while lowering costs. These spaces aren't just structures. They are sanctuaries where people feel safe and respected. Public-private partnerships are key. When government and businesses join forces, whole neighborhoods can transform. Together, they can fund developments that offer not just shelter, but stability. Homes with access to transit, green spaces, and job centers. This is how we reimagine urban living with heart and purpose. But it's not enough to build roofs. We must also rebuild lives. Housing must come hand in hand with powerful support systems. Expanded mental health care, substance recovery programs, and job training efforts are lifelines. They help people stay housed, find work, and believe in a future again. Wraparound services, those that combine counseling, healthcare, job placement, and more, build bridges back to independence. These aren't luxuries. They're essential pieces in the puzzle of self-sufficiency. Collaboration drives results. City officials, nonprofits, and private groups must join hands, share data, and test bold new models. Pilot programs in selected neighborhoods can show what works best before rolling out solutions across the city. This way we scale smart, not just fast. Workforce training programs and outreach campaigns keep the momentum strong. They equip people with tools and confidence, helping them reintegrate into the economy with real purpose. Technology also brings fresh hope. With real-time data tracking and predictive analytics, leaders can see what's working and fix what's not. Cloud-based platforms let outreach workers coordinate instantly, connecting someone in crisis with shelter or care in seconds. These tools don't just improve logistics, they change lives. Mobile apps help individuals find nearby resources, while digital dashboards keep policy transparent and accountable. So what does it take to build a truly united city? It starts with shared purpose. Ending homelessness isn't just the government's job. It's everyone's responsibility. Business owners, neighbors, faith groups, each voice matters. The homelessness crisis is deeply human. Behind every number is a name, a face, a story. Bringing those stories forward through town halls, documentaries, art exhibits, builds empathy and understanding. In a divided world, unity can be revolutionary. Imagine neighborhoods where housed and unhoused people garden together, host street fairs, or share meals. These are the bonds that heal divisions and inspire trust. Let's also look outward for wisdom. Cities like Helsinki, Vienna, and Tokyo offer powerful lessons. Their housing-first approaches, giving permanent housing before any other requirement, have transformed lives. No need to prove worthiness, just a safe, stable place to call home. San Diego can learn, adapt, and lead. Integrated support campuses, scalable housing plans, and strong digital systems are the blueprint for future cities that care deeply and act swiftly. Now, the big question: how do we turn vision into reality? By investing in sustainable growth, rewriting zoning laws, expanding workforce housing, and prioritizing inclusion over exclusion. By reforming outdated policies, breaking red tape that blocks good ideas, and empowering local leaders to act. By listening, really listening, to communities, letting those with lived experience guide us towards smarter, kinder approaches. The conclusion is clear. The fight against homelessness is the fight for our shared future. Each of us has a role, whether it's volunteering, donating, voting, or simply showing up for a neighbor in need. Your actions matter. Thank you for walking this path with us. If this message moved you, please like, comment, and subscribe to Global Homeless News. Share this story. Let's raise awareness and bring more voices into the conversation. We leave you with one question. What's the one action you can take today to help unite policy with compassion? Your answer could be the beginning of change. Together, we can build a San Diego and a world where everyone has a place to call home.